Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to give you a daily dose of positive.
Yeah, you never said anything nice about Disney. Well, today I'm going to say I think Disney's doing something smart.
It's smart. Now, I don't know if this is good for the anime industry. I don't know if it's good for weebs. But yeah, they're expanding their partnership with Kodansha to release more anime originals.
Right. So what they're going to do is, now they already had a partnership with them for a while now. Since the 50s, they've done stuff with them. I guess the Kodansha does their one Disney book that's a monthly book and all this other stuff. So they've been doing it for a long time. But now they're going to try to make original content for Disney Plus in general, and Disney Plus Hotstar.
So are we going to get a Kingdom Hearts series? That'd be kind of interesting. Anime or something. I don't know.
Are they with Kodansha? Kodansha.
I think they might be. I don't know.
I don't know either. Sure. It depends, because that's who the deal is. But they do they're making deals right and left with a lot of people. A lot of it's going to Hulu, which we're going to talk about. But this is Disney Plus.
So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 281,000 subs. Thank you for the support. We do talk about Disney. We talk about anime. We talk about the business of show business and all the stuff going on right now. And Disney is frantically trying to make as much money as they possibly can, because the kingdom's burning down, and anime is hot right now, so Disney's going to go all in on that. So tell me what's going on. Okay,
so basically there's an APAC content showcase right now in Singapore. So they're making all these announcements, and this isn't a big thing. It's just that it is, but it isn't. They're expanding their deal with them. So now they're making it open that they can bring some of their manga books into titles that could be brought to Disney Plus. And they're going to start out with that Tokyo Revengers, the Christmas Showdown arc. It's going to be out January of 2023 on Disney Plus and Disney Plus Hotstar. So they're basically trying to get more anime. And this is why I think they're doing something right. Now, like I said, we don't know if they're going to ruin things or not.
Right.
But, in regards to Disney themselves and what they need to do for Disney Plus, it's a smart move, because they're going with, they've been with the Hulu too. Anime, they're going with Korean, like K-drama, and they're going with Indonesian type rom-coms and horror movies and things, all of which, other than the horror movies, are things I love. So I'm like, yay! But it's a really smart move, because and they said just in the last couple of years, it's gone up. I think anime has gone up 118% in demand.
I can believe that.
According to Parrot Analytics. Now,
this is the kind of that disclaimer, because we did another video telling you about streaming and all that. A lot of it is, I think, people were stuck in their houses and they were binging anime series. So,
but it's driven up the desire for anime and manga.
Yes, it has, because people got hooked on it, and we have seen a renaissance in anime content being produced and consumed, because it always cycles. It's like
it was up for a long time, then it was down for years.
Yeah, manga and anime were kind of...
We've always liked it here.
Oh, God, yeah.
We've always been watching it the whole time, but...
But I know, like, the late 2000s, there was a bust in the manga market, and that's because, Tokyo Pop... They blamed Tokyo Pop. I think there were some other things that were going on there, but then the anime industry kind of seemed to take a hit as well, because the two are linked together pretty closely, and now it seems like we're definitely back on upswing with manga and anime, and all things manga and anime.
But then K-dramas are gaining popularity like crazy.
Yes.
I mean, again, that's something I've been a fan of for years. I mean, I was on there when it was, Drama Fever. Like when they just up and closed it, and I was in the middle of watching a show.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching K-drama for years. I love K-drama. Actually, if I have a show, I'm watching a show. If it's not like a paranormal show, I'm usually watching a K-drama show. I'm watching several right now. But those are things I like, but those are things I know are really popular, and they're gaining popularity around the globe. And that's why they're putting it on their Hotstar too. And also Disney, you have to remember, creates content for they're open in different markets, and they create specific content for different markets. So some things might end up just in those markets, but they're afraid Bleach was going to be that way. But the 1,000-Year War, but they're not. They're bringing it out to the American market and stuff too, and so they're trying to. They know it's popular, trying to bring it to the United States and other big markets outside of Asia.
Yeah, and look, there's been more talk lately about Hulu and Disney Plus potentially merging, especially.
What if you said that a while ago?
Golly gee, who could have possibly seen that come? But they're talking that the two will eventually probably merge. Because they'll say, well, we have to do it because of the macroeconomic climate and we're going to merge Hulu and Disney Plus together. And right now, like, the hottest thing on Hulu is anime. Like,
and Hulu has a lot of it. So Hulu's already been, and same with K-drama. They've already been bringing it there. I know Netflix and them are doing it too, and Amazon Prime are doing it. But now Disney Plus is trying to get in there, and they're trying to get originals that are only through them. Because a lot of I know Netflix has originals and Hulu has originals, so they're trying to jump in that pool too, and not just in those countries where they might have Hotstar, Disney Plus, Hotstar. They're trying to do it to all their markets.
Yeah, so I mean, this will be really interesting. I mean, we've seen with over here in the States, they've got the Star Wars Visions, and they're trying to do more. I mean, as long as it's actual anime, actual manga.
Well, they're co-producing it, so I'm hoping it is, because like the K-dramas and stuff, they're over there, but they brought them over here as an original on that platform. So they're creating these, but it might be that they stay true to the. If they're going through the companies that are making them, then they're staying true to it. They're just co-producing it.
Hey, whatever happened to those Chinese Star Wars light novels or whatever?
I don't know whatever happened to those.
Didn't take off.
Explain for people who don't know what they're talking about.
So a couple of years ago, they were trying to make Star Wars stick in China.
They've been trying to make Star Wars stick in China.
China doesn't like Star Wars. They just don't like Star Wars. Now, Rogue One did well. Comparatively speaking, it did well because it had a Chinese star in it. But for the most part, Star Wars doesn't do well, and people did not like the sequel trilogy. They complained the actors were too ugly and all these other weirds. But it didn't do well, and so they were trying to get Chinese audiences warmed up to Star Wars by releasing a series of light novels or something just for Chinese audiences.
Yeah, they were supposed to with their ideas and their ideologies.
And it didn't go.
I never heard anything else about it.
No, it was kind of look, we're going to make Star Wars happen. Now they just don't care. Now they're just yeah, okay, China's kind of a lost cause.
Hey, speaking of books, I was in Walmart today, and they had a new one of their, the High Republic books. And there's other books around them. Now, it's possibly just stocked it, but the other books, they were clearly people had taken some.
Right.
That one was just sitting there. But it's possible they just stocked it, to be fair.
I keep forgetting the High Republic exists.
I did too, though. I saw it. I was like, oh, yeah, the High Republic.
The last time I saw the High Republic, I saw the books at Ollie's, and they had tons and tons and tons of them. So, I mean, I do believe that
I saw them at Ollie's too, yes.
Yeah, I think that for those of you who don't know, because people are like, what the hell is Ollie's? That sounds like a made-up place. It's no, that's actually a bargain outlet, discount outlet, and it's where Disney crap goes to die.
It's basically, I think, where when these places buy up their own shit to try to cheat the New York Times bestseller list, they unload them at places like Ollie's.
So that is, yes, that actually is a thing that happens. It happens a lot in comics, and I've actually got friends that work in the comic book industry that work for other publishers. They have told me they flat out will buy a bunch of copies of their own book to say that they sold out, so the second printing actually makes money. Mm-hmm. That a lot of smaller and they'll put a press release out.
Or they're trying to cheat the New York Times bestseller list.
Yes.
They'll buy a lot of their own books, and then they'll just dump them at Ollie's or places like that, and then they get a tax break.
Yes.
That's a loss.
Lots of little tricks. So yeah, if the High Republic was the best-selling book in the New York Times, you don't necessarily believe it, because they could have done it just to make sure, look how successful it is. We spent, how many millions of dollars to buy all these copies of these books.
They won't spend that much, but they'll spend. They'll tell you if you're a new author. That's one of the way things to do to drive your sales up.
You can actually hire people to do that, firms that do that, because they know the New York Times bestseller. That's a whole nother video. We'll have to do that sometime.
I think we did before.
New York Times bestseller list. There are certain distributors that are. It's kind of like a Nielsen household. There's certain bookstores that count, and they know which bookstores count. So they'll go okay, let's go to LA and buy some books at this store. Let's go to New York and buy some books at this store. Wherever they're at, Chicago, and they buy the books. And then, wow, look at, because it's a sampling. It's wow, it must be a bestseller because all the books sold out at all the cherry-picked select locations. So it's a New York Times bestseller. In reality, it's not. Nobody's actually buying this book, and then they wind up at Ollie's. Anyway. Hopefully the Disney stuff's not terrible. And it doesn't wind up at Ollie's.
I don't think it's going to be, because they're co-producing, so I don't think that they're not getting to make, I think, too many executives. I think they're mostly distributing it and helping to pay for it. But I don't think at this point in time they're making changes to it.
No. So anyway, this does seem to be the new normal. A lot of Hollywood studios co-producing anime. Mm-hmm. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.